Hello, artist. You've been asking for it. Today's the day that you will learn how to create tinfoil sculptures like you see here on this poster in our classroom. The materials that you will need today are tinfoil, also called aluminum foil. You can usually find this in your kitchen. You will need a Sharpie marker, scissors, and masking tape. You will also need craft materials to decorate your figures, such as felt, yarn, and colored Sharpie pens. To make a person, you are going to cut a sheet of tin foil or aluminum foil about 4 by 6 inches large. This happens to be the same size as a note card, so you could use a note card to help you get a similar measurement with your foil. You will then use your Sharpie pen to copy the labels that I have here. You will be dividing this foil into the different body parts. Separate the lower portion of the foil into 2 legs. The upper portion of the foil gets divided a little like a letter Y. This is so that you have a section for the head and 2 arms. Notice that these lines do not touch the leg line. Why is that? The center portion is the body or torso of your person. So think chest, stomach, and hips. Next, you will cut along these lines using a pair of scissors. Again, be careful that you are not accidentally slicing through the torso or the main body of your person. Next, we are going to scrunch the foil this way to create the torso. I like to turn it sideways and then gently scrunch. As I'm doing this, I need to make sure that I still have pieces for the arms, the head, and the legs poking out. So you can think of this as like a gingerbread figure right now, except that it's made out of foil. Then you'll continue to scrunch and shape your foil to create 2 legs, 2 arms, and a head, which I will try to roll and squish into more like a ball or spherical shape. Once I have my basic parts for the person, I can continue to squeeze, mold, and shape this foil so that the length of the arms and legs are even. Watch as I continue to squeeze and shape this foil. This is now my basic person form that I can bend and pose. At the end of this video, I'll show you how to wrap this figure in masking tape and add decorations. To create an animal, you will begin with a piece of foil that is about 4 by 6 inches large, or the same size as a note card. Use a Sharpie marker to divide the foil into 7 sections. These will include the head, 2 front legs, the main body, 2 back legs, and a tail. I should specify that you can create a 4-legged animal using this method. Divide the bottom section using 2 diagonal lines, making sure that these lines do not touch. Again, this will form the 2 back legs and the tail. Up top, I need 2 more diagonal lines so that I am dividing the top of the foil into the 2 front legs of the animal and a head. And this center part remains open. This will become the body or the torso of your animal. Take your scissors, slice along your marker lines. And begin by squeezing the body or torso inward gently. As you do this, check yourself. You still need 2 front legs and a head, 2 back legs, and a tail. You don't want to accidentally smush all of your sections together. Once you've squeezed the torso of your animal, begin to squeeze and shape the front legs, the back legs, the head, which I'll start to scrunch into a ball or spherical shape, and the tail, which should look a little more like a hot dog shape. You can control the length of the tail in a little bit, so it could be long like a cat or shorter for some other kind of animal. This is the basic parts of your animal. You will continue to squeeze and shape your foil so that your animal legs are about the same size and thickness. And then you can position your animal by bending the legs downward. So it's more like a 4-legged cat, dog, or some other animal. And again, you can make the tail as long or as short as you want and control the thickness. So this is the beginning of my animal. In the next section of the video, I'll show you how to wrap it in tape and add details. Now that you have sculpted either a person or a 4-legged animal, it's time to wrap your figure up like a mummy using masking tape. Why are we doing this? The masking tape helps smooth the surface of your creation, and the masking tape will accept materials like paint, Sharpie pen, and glue so that you can add details. To wrap your foil figure, you will need a large piece of masking tape that you will subdivide into smaller sections. You can tear them into little pieces like this. You can also split them down the center when you need a thinner piece. So there isn't really a precise technique to follow when wrapping your figure. You just need to add enough tape to get the job done. So I like to begin by wrapping the torso in tape and then wrapping each of my limbs with tape. Then I tend to go back and fill in the joints in between to strengthen up my figure. But truly, you can wrap your figure in any tape wrapping strategy that you think is gonna work for you. I'll speed up this section of the video. Now that my person and animal figure are all wrapped up in tape like miniature mummies, I am ready to use my imagination to decorate these creations. I can use things like colored Sharpie pen, as well as yarn, felt, and any other craft materials I have access to. along with a little bit of glue or tape to embellish or decorate each of these figures. I hope that you enjoy creating your figures today. They make the perfect addition to sculptures here in the Art Lab.